today's closing ceremony. H.N. Fernando.
Good morning. Senior Enlisted Leader, Senior Chief Reyes, DFAS, Division Officer Lieutenant McCray, and Division Chief Sexton, as well as instructors, parents, guests, and fellow shipmates. I understand students giving speeches is a new thing that was implemented. Initially, our instructors had asked the smartest student in the class to give a speech, but were turned down. Next, they asked the most athletic student with high excellent PRT scores, but were again turned down. Then they asked the most squared away sailor about making a speech, but once more were turned down. After being asked for the fourth time, I finally said, okay, I'll do it. Class 160, you made it. Whether you were here from the beginning or joined us later, you are now here with that caduceus on your shoulder. Remember this patch. It may be just a symbol and piece of fabric on your uniform, but it carries with it a rich history since the days of the Loblolly Boys and the establishment of the U.S. Navy Hospital Corps on June 17, 1898. You're carrying with you now the knowledge of all you have learned here and taking it into the world. The world can be a scary place full of challenges. I know how these challenges can affect you. It was not even an easy road for me to be here. Not all of you may know, but I went to Navy boot camp back in 2019 and was medically separated for an orthopedic injury. I spent the next 2 years trying to get back in, almost giving up in the process. A retired Master Chief and close personal friend of mine pushed me not to give up, and I kept moving forward. I got in right at the cusp of enlisting and made it through boot camp, turning 40 in the process, and being known as the dad of the division. I'm a first-generation immigrant, originally from Sri Lanka, and the only one in my family to join the military. Growing up in the United States, I always wanted to do something more than just live an average life or have an average job, especially after I became a naturalized citizen. I had the desire to really do something for my country because this is not where I belong. That sense of wanting to belong can lead you to unexpected experiences. A few years ago, I came upon the scene of a motor vehicle accident involving a pedestrian. Without thinking, I jumped out of my car, went over to the victim, and administered CPR, which I had only learned just a month before. But the injuries were too great, and she did not survive. I could not stop thinking about what I had experienced, but I also thought, is there something more I could have done? When I initially went to boot camp in 2019, the hospital corpsman rating was not what I had chosen. And to be honest, I did not even know much about it. After the terrible time we faced during COVID-19 and the need for medical personnel, I joined a volunteer first aid group of motorcyclists called the New Jersey Rescue Riders and started to learn a little bit more about treating others. Then I saw what my path would be as I was trying to get back into the Navy. That's when I looked into the hospital corpsman rating and Navy medicine. Remember this patch. And what an experience we've had here with Navy medicine. Everything we have done inside this building is supposed to make us better sailors, but more importantly, corpsmen. Besides almost melting while marching to the schoolhouse in this lovely weather, our instructors worked hard to instill their knowledge and experience. Who can forget the time HM2 Peter Schmidt made half our class think they failed the BLS lab? Some of us felt like we needed CPR right after that. HM1 Mills was quite the motivator during morning PT, playing the best hits on his speaker, while we all tried to hold those planks a little bit longer, unless you just so happen to be sick all that morning. I know we will always hold dear H.M. Lazowski's admiration for our class. He had only the best, gentlest words of encouragement, even if you did something wrong. In his eyes, we were all geniuses. And H.M. Bilderbeck, he had the best stories that we could reminisce about. He always had admirations for his Marines and Dave. But To all our instructors, thank you for what you do every day, the guidance you've shown, and for putting up with all the complexities that come with teaching young adults, and one older guy. Class 160, whether your next step is to leave for a new command, attend a sea school, or ship off to play with Marines and crayons in FMTV, you will see and learn great things as it happens. What I do hope is you come to a realization that as corpsmen, you cannot cut corners when it comes to treating others. Some of the things we were told to do in boot camp and A school may have seemed like an inconvenience, and your attitude toward what had to be done dictated how your day went. We all have different reasons or choices for being in the Navy. The only thing any of us really controls in this world is our choices. When you take responsibility for how you react to what life throws in your path, you gain tremendous personal power. You choose your attitude, not the other way around. Remember, you will now go on and need to make a difference in someone else's life. Whether you choose to make the Navy your career or not, you will end up in a situation where tough choices have to be made in the blink of an eye, and it could mean life or death. It might be a patient in a hospital or a Marine on a battlefield. If you can go out there and make a difference in a tough situation, you accomplished more than most people. It may sound cliche, but you don't have to change the world. Do something good for someone else, and it'll mean the world to them and their family. As a hospital corpsman, you are held to a higher standard, which is why it is the Navy's most decorated rating. Remember this patch. In closing, I wish all of you the best, and I hope to see you out there again in the fleet, making a positive contribution to the Navy and the people you serve. Always keep trying, never quit, work hard, but have fun. And the immortal words of Captain James Lawrence, don't give up the ship. Thank you.